Hello everybody, today we're going to talk about double-digit subtraction with borrowing. If you've watched my previous episode, we do double-digit subtraction but without borrowing. So let's talk about what is borrowing and how do we do it. So let's dive straight in. So the first question that we have is 64 minus 29. So, as usual, I'm going to get you to look at the unit side first, and then we go on to the tens side. So, let's start with 4 minus 9. Is that even possible? How do I do 4 minus 9? 9 here is bigger than 4. So, that's when borrowing comes in. Where do I borrow from? So we borrow from the tens section into the unit section. So for example, if I borrow from the tens section, I'll be borrowing 110 from the 6. So 110 and a 4 gives me a 14 here. And because I have borrowed this 1 from the 6, the 6 is left with 5 tens over here. Okay, please always remember, once you do the borrowing, do the canceling and then put the number that's left with, so there's no confusion later. Now we are all ready to dive in to actually tackle the sum. So for example, now you have 14 minus 9. What is 14 minus 9? It gives me a 5. All right, so that's sorted. And now that we have 5 tens here, we are going to do the normal. 5 minus 2, which gives me a 3. So our final answer here is 35. Now, this is the first time I'm explaining it, so obviously this will take some time. So let's do another one to understand better. So our next practice question will be 32 minus 16. Again, do not forget, start with the unit section and then move on to the tens section. Now over here, we're going to begin with 2 minus 6. How do we do that? Now, 2 minus 6 is not possible because 6 here is bigger than the 2 above. So, what do? Yes, that's right. We borrow. We're going to borrow a 10 from the 3 tens here. Put that here. And then, because we've borrowed, we are left here with 2. So I cancel the 3 and I leave a 2 here for a reminder. Okay? So now we're actually ready to dive straight into the question. So 12 minus 6 gives me a 6. And then over here we've got 2 minus 1, which gives me a 1. And so my final answer here is 16. All right, so I think it's getting a bit clearer, but we'll do one more just to test your understanding. So let's try. Okay, so our next question that we can practice with is 73 minus 26. So again, remember, this is the unit section and this is the tens section. Now I'm going to give you 12 seconds. Try and practice this by yourself. Don't forget to borrow if you need to. Okay, let's try. So here we have 3 minus 6. Now 6 here is bigger than 3, so I have to do some borrowing. So I'm going to borrow 110 from the 7s here, and then I'm left here with 6 tens. So this 13 minus 6, okay? So let's do 13 minus 6. 13 minus 6 gives me a 7. And then over here in the 10 section, I'm left with 6. 6 minus 2 gives me a 4. So my final answer here is 47. There you are. So all you have to remember to do over here is do the units. If it's not possible, you've got to borrow, cancel, and then write how many tens are left, and then you can start addressing the question. So I hope these concepts have been made clear. Please feel free to ask questions in the comments section below. Thank you very much.